What's up, dudes? How you doing? Anonymous here. We're going to be building a few MiSTer FPGAs for friends. I have 5 setups I'm building for friends. And if you don't know what the MiSTer FPGA is, it's a all-in-one, it's an FPGA development board that's been adapted to use for retro gaming. So you can use you can do old console cores, you can do computer cores, and end up with a finished product like this. So it's the development board is right here. And then the top board is the I/O. This gives you analog audio and video, as well as interface buttons and a cooling fan. And then the bottom board is just decorative. We did a Tampa Arcade Club, Collectors Club. And just feet. So, and then we hide I've been hiding the hub on, getting a slim hub in there and then using 3M tape. So. Alright. So let's get going. So we'll be going through the whole process of assembling and also the software. And we have 5 of them to do. I prepared some of the SD cards already, but we'll go through one SD install. Alright, so this is the DE10 Nano. You can buy this on Amazon, a few different places. It's about anywhere from 110 to 130. What's up, as nerdy? You only need one. I will gladly build you one. You just gotta pay for it. But yeah, also, I could send you a completely assembled setup. I want people to use this. It's a really cool development platform. It's got so many good computer cores. Like, I've been playing the crap out of the Commodore 64. I didn't know what I was missing out on. Pay? How about this, Adam Nerdy? I'll give you a $20 discount. I'll give you a $20 donation, and then you just gotta raise the rest. Alright, so this is the board that you get with it. I'm gonna be switching to the face cam a lot more, I guess. Well, actually, no, what I wanna do is, I wanna maybe zoom this in, so I don't have to keep on showing the face cam. There we go. Alright, so this is the FPGA board. And it comes with a nice little shield, but we won't be using this. When I first got this, if you're only going to be doing HDMI out, you don't need the other in-out board. And you just keep this this top board here, and then have HDMI out. And yeah, though we have a decorative plate to. Actually, I gotta fix the zoom now. Right. Make it real tempting. Okay, so as a streamer, if you want to be tinted as a streamer, RGB out to a PVM or TV or component out to a TV, and then 1080p HDMI. All right, actually I don't know. Okay, so in the this will not be my YouTube take. We'll do another one once I'm all warmed up. So in the box comes the FPGA, power. Looks like a macro USB and a micro USB. Oh, and little standoff feet. I actually didn't know that these little standoff feet came in it. That's nice for the bottom, so it doesn't move around. Alright, so we're only going to be using that. Is it blurry? It looks blurry to me. I set up my nice camcorder for the overhead, and it looks blurry. No, whatever. Okay, and then the other piece that we're going to be using. Yeah, it plays all the old consoles. If you've been in my stream for the last month and I've been playing retro, it's been on on this system. This is a little RAM module that you plug in, and then this is the I/O board. With a heatsink. Alright. How's everyone doing tonight? That's Friday night. Yeah, thanks for linking the GitHub. I'll be going over all the web pages and everything for it. You can type !MiSTer in chat. Hey, Smoke. I'm here. You can start. Yeah, thanks to Smoke for informing the world of the project. Probably wouldn't have known of it otherwise. Alright, so we're just gonna apply a heatsink. It looks blurry. Come on, camera. Maybe we'll move the camcorder closer for the next take. Are volume levels and everything good? Music might be a little bit loud, but... I need my X-Acto knife for this thing, jeez. Sounds great. Okay, thank you. So this is the main Altera 5 right here in the middle. I think the focus is like right here. Let's look at that. But yeah, you just apply the heatsink on there. My OCD makes it so it has to be completely straight. Alright, now we're gonna do the I/O board. These were made by Zero Fire. He has an Etsy store. Yeah, look how blurry that is. Son of a biscuit. Hold on. Just gets blurrier. Better. I'm not sure if you're supposed to install which order first. And you can, I think you can install these incorrectly. Which way? The HDMI and the VGA ports line up. Okay. I had too much coffee before the stream and I'm like kind of shaken. And I hate it. So you can, you want to make sure you're installing it the correct way, and so that the HDMI and the VGA ports are on the same side. But there's also, other than these two big connectors, there's also like little pins that you have to make sure are hitting underneath, which power the fan and whatnot. Oh, I should drink some whiskey. Actually, that's a good idea. I was just gifted this bottle of maple whiskey, Canadian maple whiskey. It's supposed to be really, really good. So I'm gonna pour myself a glass of that. I'll be right back. Some whiskey ASMR. What's up, NMO? How you doing? Alright, now we gotta install this. This also has pins on it that you want to make sure you're lining up. You put this in towards the board, and it hits on these 3 pins over here. Alright. And now we're going to be installing the decorative bottom plate. So I had these 3D printed Tampa Arcade Collectors, TAC, and then got some big rubber feet. And then I'm using 3M tape to secure a slim USB hub, because it needs a OTG, USB OTG adapter for the USB to hook up a joystick and keyboard and all that. Oh, you guys, Cloudy. If any of you subscribers, you now have 2 emotes. Wow. So you have a Gumrick one, or Gimmick one, and the Tissue Time. I can't think tonight, my goodness. Yeah, Scrubby, you got that one now. Alright. I should have, next time on the next board, when I'm all like in the process and zone, I should be taking these out early. You know, and I have, these are metric and I have US set, so my wrenches don't work. Which sucks. I'm about to get creative too, because I bought this little hex kit, and I'm only going to be using like one little area of it. So I think it's, let's see, it's these ones. Yeah. Ooh, I should just repurpose these ones. Yeah, that's totally what I'm gonna do. Well, they're a little off. Well, shit. I might have enough standoff posts actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have enough to do 3 of them, or 4 with this, so I don't have to get too cheeky right now. Game list. I have another command too that shows all the cores. I have an exclamation point commands that should be in there. You're the one with the warehouse. I will be showing off my modified Smoke Monster ROM set though, but there will be a Smoke Monster ROM Pack 4 coming out eventually here, which should be similar to mine. It's gonna be all zipped up. the previous build of the MiSTer did not support zips, so you had to manually unzip the ROMs and put them in there. And because you're doing individual files instead of large zip bulks, populating the SD card fully took like 5 to 7 hours. And now that it supports zips, it takes about 8 minutes to copy everything over. It's so much nicer. What can this run? Here, well, let's look. Okay, all the information here is listed in that link above. This is the MiSTer FPGA. This is the whole project. And this will tell you, like, if you're new to this project, you're just tuning in here, you can always go up to, like, why FPGA, how to start. The setup guide right here, that will take you through the initial installation process. The cores that are supported are all of these. So the Acorn Archimedes, the Altair 8800, the Amiga, the Amstrad CPC, AO46, Apogee, Apple II, Apple Macintosh Plus, Aquarius, Atari 800 XL, BBC Micro, the BK0011M, Commodore 16, Commodore 64, Commodore PET, Commodore VIC-20, the PDP-1, the Jupiter Ace, the MSX. It's actually the MSX3 chip, which is it's a FPGA implementation of an all-in-one MSX chip. So it will play 1, 2, Turbo, Turbo R, Plus, etc. Multicomputer, Oreo. I wrote Oreo a long time ago in some notes. Sam Cooke, Sharp MZ, Sinclair, Specialist, TI-99, TS-Config, Vector, which is the Vectrix, X6800. This core is still experiment. Like, you can get some cores running, but it needs to be updated. The ZX Spectrum and ZX81. As for, like, our console cores, the Astrocade, the Atari 2600, the 5200, the ColecoVision, the SG-1000, Sega SG-1000, the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, Genesis Mega Drive, Master System, Game Gear, NES, Odyssey, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx-16, and the Vectrix. Okay. You totally get one for an Amiga. Yeah, and so what this is giving you RGB out, and it's giving you HDMI, and simultaneous. So as a streamer, I can stream to a PVM to play on the PVM, because that's how I normally play, and then 1080p out to the stream. It's perfect. TurboGrafx-16, yeah. I want to get Aquas to get one. That way he can play a lot of stuff that I want to see. You run your cores from ROMs from NAS. All 3 of your MiSTers can access the files. Dude, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, and NML there in chat's a ROM hacker, and it's been helping a lot out with this project as well. Alright, I think everything's good over here. What's up, Stitch? What you saying, boy? Alright, I'd like to not use these. Do I have these different links? Slightly different links. Those? Yeah, that's the right link. Alright, so I'm going to use these for the top side. Wish the camera wasn't so damn blurry. That one's gone. Yes, this, so what you do is you just, the Smoke Monster pack will just set the ROMs, the directories that you need to copy ROMs over to. And what you do from there is you just copy a big zip of all the files. So you just, I'll be showing the file structure, and we'll be doing everything. So there shouldn't be any questions after watching this video. Also, I'm gonna try to make a very, once I'm awake, I guess, concise video on assembly and assembly and you know, everything you have to do. So right now we're just assembling the FPGA, and then we'll be going into the SD card, and we're gonna be doing this, you know, 5 times. The other SD cards I have done, but I'll do one on stream for you guys. So I'm glad I had you know, I've been preaching this thing since I've been using it, and I'm glad I've convinced, you know, friends to commit to the project. So yeah, we're gonna be making 5. This is the first one of 5. If you don't have a friend with a 3D printer or whatever, there's a few people that sell different cases, as well as bottom and top plates. The one that comes to mind right now is MiSTer add-ons. They sell everything as well. These are all M2 hexes and screws. Alright, so that's the assembled board. So we have the FPGA board in the middle, the top I/O board, the RAM board, and from this we have power, HDMI, a macro or a micro USB that we don't use, VGA, which we'll use for RGB out, analog audio. This also has optical audio. We have a secondary SD card up here, which the system comes with an 8GB, so I just format that and then use it as the auxiliary SD card. Although a lot of the only cores that are going to use this are some of the computer cores. And then yeah, we have Ethernet. You can use a we have a USB hub. We have the OTG USB, which is going to a hub here. You can use, we're going to be using a wireless keyboard here, and you can use a Wi-Fi dongle, but there's mixed compatibility. There's not all of them work, unfortunately. Alright, so now let's prepare the SD card. So I recommend 64 gigabits or higher. You could get away with 32 if you want to really crunch it, but 64 would give you enough to, like, if CD support ever comes, to copy a couple SD cards. I'm currently running a 128 because the price difference is fine for 128s. It's like under 30 bucks for a 128 gigabyte SD card. A class 10. I always use these SanDisk class 10s. They're really good. Little red and gray guys. Okay, when you get your SD card, this one's already made, but we're gonna redo it. So you want to format your SD card just to start from fresh. So this is a 64 gigabytes, so we have 59 gigabytes free, or exFAT is what you want to use. All right. So next, you go to the MiSTer Wiki, and you go to the setup guide, and then from here you go to prepare the SD card, and it says download the latest SD installer from here. So you click there, and you download this RAR, and the last release was 17 days ago, so that's fine. So you download that, and the direct link for that is right here. And this will get you this SD card formatter. So from here, I've had errors with these in the past, and what I find is best is to just wipe it first, use the wipe command. You'll get some errors here. Alright, and then do full install. And it will say all the data on disk 3 will be lost. When you want to continue, you hit yes. You'll see a bunch of windows pop up. And you get a, if it was successful, you'll see full install for disk 3, successfully continue, or successful. When you're doing this for the first time, you'll have a bunch of windows pop up that will ask you to format the disk. You want to hit cancel there. You should have 2 windows pop up that do that. Alright, so from there, let's look at the folder structure. So with your folder structure, you'll have it makes 3 partitions. One of them's FAT accessible, so you can FTP into it, or you can just use an SD card reader, and you'll get this folder structure here. This is your main folder. This is where you want to copy all of your folders and ROMs and everything. You'll see like a Linux, you'll see some sound data or sound fonts and ROM data, and you should have a menu, which is the main OSD that pops up, the MiSTer main file, and the MiSTer, like an example of the INI file. The INI file will allow you to configure, what you want for DVI, for your HDMI out, for enabling, like changing. This is all your configuration data. And this will be in, when you actually plug in the MiSTer for the first time, it will create a config folder, and the MiSTer.ini will be in there. But this is a backup example. So we're going to plug this in now and get it going. If you did have a ROM pack to copy over, this is where you would do it. You could just do it onto the this main folder right here, but we're going to be doing that on the next build. So I'm going to hook this all up. Alright, so I didn't put the SD card in yet. You gotta put the SD card in, guys, when you make this. So you take your SD card. There's an tiny little SD slot underneath the board. Oh, the bitrate killer. I forgot what button this is. There we go. No files. Right, so we want to go to script. Oh, I didn't copy over any of the I didn't copy over anything, which I probably should have done. Here, let's get this updater ROM. Plus my config file too. Actually, I guess I'm gonna show you guys how to FTP into this too. Hey Adam, how you doing? Adam there in chat did all the printing, the 3D printing for the bottom plate, so thank you again, Adam. Alright, so we're going to be FTPing into the device. So I use a program called WinSCP. Your password is root, or your username is root, and your password's 1. You just put the IP that's on the MiSTer that gave it to you. This doesn't seem right. Something must have went wrong. I have SD cards ready to go, so let's see if that's the issue. Yeah, it's fine now. Alright, so let's just act like we copied over the Smoke Monster pack already. So from here, what you want to do is the first time plugging it in, you want to go to your scripts folder and you want to run the updater. Right here. What this will do, it will download the latest update script, and then it will update and download all the cores that you need. So see, there was an Amstrad update. I wonder what I did wrong with that SD card. Okay, while that's loading, while that's updating, we're gonna fix this SD card. So this is what the file structure looks like with the MiSTer. The underscore, so it has scripts at the top. I hope you guys can read this. Scripts at the top, which is all the updating scripts and changing settings that used to require you to a Linux prompt. And all the folders with the underscores are where like the main cores are held. So this is where all the arcade cores and arcade ROMs, converted arcade ROMs, are in. Your computer cores, your console cores, utility, and then the rest is the ROM folders for each core. So like the Amiga's at top. The Amiga just uses a boot file. And then for like consoles, all you need is you can put a boot.rom in it. But I just have all of the Super Nintendo ROMs in one zip file. We'll copy this all over. Actually, yeah, okay. I think the only thing I removed here was the sharp. Meantime, the MiSTer's still updating here. Yeah, that's what if I would have configured it correctly. Running the script updater for the first time on a clean SD card, it's so nice because it downloads everything. Whereas, see, this is updating, nothing in the update or whatever. But what you'd be seeing here is it'd be downloading and then downloading the SD or downloading the .rbf file for each one. We're just doing an update on this 128 card that I've already prepared. Man, it's hard to get a clean take for YouTube. I'm so used to being a live streamer versus like trying to be a YouTube, like more composed YouTube. So while this over here is copying over, we're going to assemble some more. It's just worth it for the PC Engine, plus you get the super graphics, yeah. Well, like, the PC Engine, I know you know PC Engine. now I have a core graphics with the Super CD SD. But before that, I had a Duo R, which had the RGB mod, and then you have to buy that. The Duos come, with built-in 3.0 software, but I had to buy an arcade card, to play like a couple of games. Oh yeah, this music's a little too intense. Do this. This is a collection of songs that are on Namco racing games. So good. It's called The Perfect Selection. Using cloth so I don't mar the hex. Probably could use something a little bit more static friendly. A nice little hack that we came up with, I guess, is to reuse the two standoffs if you don't have the XL board for the bottom standoffs. So if anything, that came out of today's stream. So when the stream's done, I'm gonna go to a brewery. Just got in 7 pinball games. I'm gonna go play pinball at a brewery. Drink some barrel-aged spirits. Should be nice. Trying to catch up with Chad here. Just noticed I was being bad at it. I like keeping the cores up to date. Fixes a lot of issues I see here and there. Yeah, optical drives probably, I mean, could come to the MiSTer. I like to do what Smoke does and pretty much say, you know, what the MiSTer is already worth buying. And then anything we get on top of that is a bonus. I think that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, the previous project was called the Mist. It didn't have half as many cores. And this is an upgraded version of that. Alright. All look good. Take out the 8 GB. Install the big boy. This is the files copying over. It's going pretty fast, as you can see. This, I think, this is the this is the 64 gigabyte card. It's a class 10, but for some reason, it's a lot slower than the 128 gigabyte cards. So the 128 gigabyte would have been done already, I think. Installing the heatsink here. This is the thin SD USB hub that we've been using. You can get it on Amazon for about $7. Be right back. Where's my scissors? So for the USB hub, so that it's not rubbing against the system, and also so that you can plug in stuff securely, I just picked up some 3M tape that we're going to mount the USB drive to. Yeah, I'm assembling for friends that have already paid for everything. But if any of you guys want one, I'll gladly do it for you. Your flea market SD? Hey dude, came out perfect. I already did your card. Make sure I do it the right way. Okay. Install some fetuses. Fetuses. The CPS2, the two 1942 games on the CPS are really good. One's Vert and one's Hori. I really like the, I think it's XX is the Vert one. The placing on this drives me crazy, but you gotta leave room for the screw to be accessible. If this wasn't a modular system, like meaning we're always changing things, I would cut a little divot out of these adhesive rubber feet and then just go over the screw. That way they'd be perfectly square, but this is what we have to do. What's up, Cafe? How you doing? 1941 is the horizontal, and 19XX is the vertical. I guess my brain is really, really slow today. You can't do it on the app, especially if you're doing it prime. Mars Matrix cool. So we had a shmup tournament recently at Vector. And Mars Matrix, one of the games. I brought out 3 PCB boards for people to play on. Brought out Mars Matrix, G Darius, and one for the STV. Gunstar. No, not Gunstar. It's the tank. It's the tank shmup. Fun. How's Pro Gear? Pro Gear is an excellent game. It's really, really hard though. So the VGA goes the same direction as the HDMI port. Goes this way. Then the SD card goes with the 3 prongs in towards the board. Yeah, I have a list of my games at !PCB. It's a lot of multis, but I have access to a lot because of our local arcade club. You got good PCB boards though, don't you? You have Darius Gaiden, and then what's your other one? Can't complain when you have a real Darius Gaiden. Well, I think it's a conversion, but still. Alright, I'm gonna go around and tighten everything now. Alright, so what I'm seeing over here, I just put in the 8GB card that came with the MiSTer. You want to format that to FAT32. Yeah. I think is it FAT32 or let's look at the wiki. So if you ever have any questions, you can always go to this wiki. There's a lot of information here. Alright, so I think, yeah, on the I/O board over here to the right, it says secondary SD card. So the MSX, the following cores require it. Oh, used but not required. Okay. This might also be outdated, I'm not sure. BBC Micro, MSX, Sinclair, TS Config. The Sharp requires it. So you have to create VHD files, and some of the like the Smokebuster Pack, as well as on the GitHub, you can find these VXD files that you have to copy over. Usually FAT16 is required, but FAT32. All right, so we'll just do it FAT32. Actually, it's only showing 2 GB, so it must be chopped up. Hyper fighting ready to go. What for CPS 1 multi? I'm gonna use. It's pretty much sure that you're gonna be able to use World Warrior, the CPS 1, and it'll just come with an upgraded crystal to get it to the correct speed. Let's see. So this is that drive, I think. Yeah, it's all this. It's partitioned all crazy. Trying to get all of this SD card here. I think everything's good on this. So back to the original. It's done updating here. So we look around here. You can tell the update date right here. So it's the year first, the month and date. So like the I think it was the Amstrad was just updated yesterday. So it's really cool because they're continuing. You know, it's a big group effort, and you also have people like individually working on cores. Commodore 64 is my jam right now. These are all the consoles. Like the Nintendo was updated January 21st of this year. Super Nintendo was updated the 4th of this month. TurboGrafx just had an update. So like once you go into these cores, you can hit F12, or if you plug in a joystick, it will automatically try to use the joystick. And from here, you can load the games. Load Super Graphics. You want to make sure when you go to the scale filter, if you want something super sharp, like this Gaussian sharp, so it's normally like that's the normal image. And this is the Gaussian. It's kind of hard to tell right away, but you can tell in the end. You can go to custom filter, and then yeah, the script that we ran when we first put it in downloads all these filters that you can change it to. Then hit a button on your joystick, you'll configure your joystick, and then once you're done with that, you go to save settings. To get out of a core, you can hit one of the buttons, the very far left button on the I/O. So yeah, I didn't explain this. This is your back to home menu right here. This first button. This second button right here brings up the menu. This is this button or F12 on the keyboard. And then the far right is like a console reset, like if you want to reset the ROM. So yeah, you can also reset from the menu here. Alrighty. So we're gonna double check this one. We're gonna hook this one up next. So it's good to go. I didn't show. Yeah, but you can see in this corner over here that I'm using a PVM right here in the corner. And that one's good. Alright, see you, Adam. You have a real Coco, nice. Crocodile, have you played around with that Nitro OS? That, like, Unix for the Coco. It's really, really nice. Lord Squake, yes, pixel doubling is available. So you could double the 15K out to use it on a VGA monitor, like a generic computer VGA. House of the Dead, there's a lot of really good super guns. My favorite is the home arcade system, HAS by RGB. Oh, sweet. Nice crop. Yeah, I was really impressed with OS the last time I looked at it, but as I've been looking at it. The City Pop song? Well, this is the original source material, probably, dude. Unless City Pop is a game. Yeah, I probably should be putting the MiSTers back in these bags. Do that. Oh, is it? Okay. Cathode likes his old J-pop, city pop. Likes to keep it smooth. I'm gonna have to pick up a bunch of these bolts. I have terrazzo flooring and it's dark in here, so once they go to the ground, unless I see where it went instantly, I would have to like get down on my hand and knees, like a flashlight to see it. We could be using a better gripping device. Oh, sweet cathode, I'll check it out. I like that song a lot. Oh yeah, one of these I have to modify for a Noctua fan. I'll probably do that off stream though, because I have to go out to the garage to solder. You're a big Raspberry Pi guy. Is that a graphics? This is a graphics card for it. Do me a favor. Type !MiSTR, MiSTer. It's FPGA emulation, like hardware emulation versus software emulation, and what that gets you, cycle accurate, or close to cycle accurate hardware emulation. So there's no input lag, and you can get RGB out as well as HDMI. It plays a lot better. I like the idea of the Raspberry Pi. I loved, and I made them, but I never liked playing on them because it didn't feel good. This feels great. This I can't tell. I have all the original hardware here for a lot of these computers, and I can't tell the difference. This maple whiskey is fantastic, by the way. It's really sweet, which I normally don't like, but it's a nice. I would only have like one glass of this, Alrighty. SD card, or RAM, sorry. Oh, I should launch a core that requires the SD card next time I do a test. gonna have to look at one of these every time I want to mount the hub. Teasing you with a whiskey. Sorry, buddy. I didn't think you drink. I drank. Yeah, dude. Bride of Pinbot's my bae. It's my girl. I have old streams of me streaming her. I currently have Whirlwind, Bride of Pinbot, Paragon, Dialed In, and a Spectrum. Oh, once a month, gotcha. I need to cut mine down to once a month. Yeah, Smoke, I have some stuff up on YouTube, but most of it's on Twitch. I have a good stream, I'll export it out to YouTube. So do you guys have any questions about the MiSTer setup? I also do diagonals. Yeah. I feel like if we did them all on the inside of the screw, it would tip over. So I've been doing like staggered, but I hate the look of it. Do that too, so it doesn't go all the way to the end. Just like square. Total cost is about $210 up to $230, depending on the price you get. Because the IO boards, and the SD-RAM boards are all open source, so there's a bunch of people making it. I got all these from Zero Fire, and he gave me a bulk discount because I bought 5 of them. Yeah, so I got since I did a bulk run for everybody, I got the cost down to $210 for everything. That's everything you see. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, if you RGB mod stuff, and you know, if you're not doing the mod yourself, especially, like, it all adds up really quick. Especially if you don't have the original hardware. There's so much cost in retro. And then if you go SCART cables and SCART splitters, and I have a GS SCART, a switch costs as much as the system. So it all adds up. Yeah, it's a really good thing for space too. You know, people who live in apartments or if you rent one room. I have a house, so I have the space for everything. But you know, if I only had one room, even if I had one room and a flat screen, I would just go with this setup for like all my retro needs. I think I'd be happy with it. You know, for the most part. The screw now. Oh man. Cybernaut. Crocodile on chat has a mint Cybernaut pinball game. Kind of a rare title. It's really, really pretty. I have to look at this every time. Hub goes towards HDMI. Okay. Is there a top plate? No. MiSTer Add-ons, Pork Chop Express said he might design something in acrylic. You can buy, there's actually nice cases you can buy. It's 3D printed. I've been kind of waiting for either a metal case to come out or for like, I want everything to be finalized before I put everything in a case. And I kind of like that this system is modular, you know, if say what the Neo Geo requires a new SD card that's bigger, or a whole level board, or there's a joystick board that, you know, might eventually come out. I like the modularity. I don't care that it's not pretty and like in a nice case and all compartmented. I love modular design in general, like furniture. I have modular furniture. Like, it's cool for stuff to be able to adapt. The LL Cool Joy, a joystick adapter that's eventually going to come out, is going to be another layer. That's going to offer you a USB hub, two DB15, two DB9s, and Ethernet port, which is Hulu. I think this next one I should try to do a YouTube take. Since I'm comfortable building them now. D card. That's the finished product. It's so pretty. A modular board, Tampa Arcade Club. Yeah, 2 more to go. So you know the RAM card's working because the NES runs. The NES requires the SD RAM. Yeah, this is a DataPath E1S capture card. Really pretty picture. Recommended by Kevin DDR a long time ago when I'm talking with them and helping them set up for one of the GDQs I went to. He's like, this is the secret, and this is before like everybody else knew too. It's like, go buy this card on eBay for about $100 and get the cleanest capture. The only thing is that it's DVI as opposed to HDMI, but it's crystal clean. This is a regulated signal, so it's an actual 720p or 1080p. But I use it with all my arcade hardware as well, and all my consoles using an OSSC, and it will take anything you throw at it. All right. No, yeah, I already prepared the SD cards. I'm gonna do it. I think on the last one, or the next. We'll do this next one. We'll do another fresh take where we do everything. It's nice these bags that these IO boards come in. They fit the whole MiSTer setup, so it's in a nice little zip-locked anti-static thing. I just bagged up mine like an idiot, and I just threw it on the ground. Yeah, it does not. This system does not ship with any ROMs. You have to supply the ROMs yourself. Find them on at your local warehouse. Alrighty. Oh, it's on the Primal Rage 2 music, which actually had a pretty bitchin' soundtrack. Unreleased arcade game. It's really good. So, do I need to upgrade to the nicer power supply? The effect performance is what I've been wondering. I do get a little wonkiness with the last main or MiSTer update, or not last or one. My keyboard now inputs sometimes are laggy, or a button will get stuck down. This is a wireless keyboard, so I understand that might be one of the issues, but I've actually used a plugged-in USB keyboard and seen the same results. if you're around. Just taking longer than I thought. Oh yeah, I should do a I'm talking about Primer H2 or something else. Primer H2 is unreleased. It used the modification of the PlayStation, like ZN2 hardware. It had a hard drive for its memory. Oh man, I want to go to Galloping Ghost so bad. I eventually will. I don't want to. I'm going to. I'd be treated like royalty there. They say my name every time I show up because I helped them with their arcade capture. I'm gonna be helping them with their pinball streaming setup too. Maybe building a mobile rig for them. So they'll be able to roll it from game to game. Where the fuck did shit go? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna use 2 wireless HDMI, 2 camcorders. First word. There we go. Oh, you're just saying you missed playing T-Mech? T-Mech sounded excellent. Sister lives about 45 minutes from there. That's badass. When you Smoke, when you move back to the States, where are you going to live? New York? I would move to Chicago if it wasn't so damn cold. I like Chicago a lot. Well, if you're staying at your sister's, let me know. I've been meaning to plan a trip to go out to Galloping Ghost. I want to meet up with Deadflip as well, so another pinball streamer. I'll meet you guys out there for one weekend. Yeah, I'm in Florida. It's not cold here right now. It's kind of amazing. It's like a cool 80 degrees. Minus 30. It is very warm right now, fortunately. VGA goes the way of the HDMI port. match up this big connector on the I/O board with the big connector here. So you just line those up, kind of put in just a little bit into the pins, and then you want to come over here and make sure these pins are on this other side are lined up. Are you guys enjoying the tech stream? Sometimes these tech streams get a lot of rewatch. I feel like I'm not doing anything interesting, but I guess it's interesting to other people. And I stream them because it makes me do it. Otherwise I'll procrastinate. We eventually have to. I have my first plate. It's just generic pink. I'm going to be giving this to Warren's friend. If he complains, you can take it off, and you can put the little standoffs that come in the system. All right, let's look at this 100 times. Wait, let's actually the USB hub ready. Keeps you motivated, yeah. Awesome, Iper. I tried to do a pinball tech stream the other day, but Whirlwind, we had a wrong part for Whirlwind, unfortunately. But rebuilding a flipper and trying to fix it. Alright, this goes on the bottom of TAC. That's a Stream Deck. It's really cool. This is how I switch scenes. You can do it manually in OBS. Elgato was having a big sale, so it was under $100. And it's cool because it's customizable. Like, I actually have my logo here. Can't really see it. Yeah, again, what's up? Gen's one of my friends that's buying one of the systems. He was convinced of the amazingness that is the MiSTer. One of these is yours. Oh, I gotta do the feet. You see the plate there? It looks so good. Space Manbo alone, honestly, is worth it. Because, okay, to play Space Manbo, you have to have an MSX2, needs to be, you have to have the proper ROM cart, or you have to find an original, like, Space Manbo. There's so many things that, like, I can justify this purchase over and over all day. My like, Commodore 64, an RGB modded NES, an RGB modded, an HDMI modded, TurboGrafx 16, using an original Commodore 64 and having to get like a SCSI SD card adapter. Like, and you guys have to understand, I am a original hardware, like, what's the word? Like, I condemn using emulators. Like, and only because, I mean, it's great. It's a great way to experience it, but I like using original hardware. So I was really surprised when this system won me over. But it did so in its accuracy, its ease of use, the ability to load from an SD card. Switching, like, as a streamer, switching consoles, I don't have to whip out, you know, another joystick. I don't have to, like, have my joystick, my whole area littered with joysticks. I have an auto switcher for the SCART, so that's convenient, but if I didn't have that, I'd have to switch the RGB source. Yeah, I can justify this system all day. Aficionado, yeah, there we go, thank you. I haven't been able to talk today. I guess I had too many vodka soda limes last night. I'll probably have too many whiskeys tonight. Actually, I'm going to a brewery, so I'll probably do some bourbon-aged dark ales. That is, it's already 10:18. That is if we're still going to be open and my friend is not asleep. Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of any hardware. I'm not going all that route yet, because I have EverDrives, I have all my original hardware. If I was like moving, or if I was moving down to a smaller space, or if I was like relocating for a little while, I could totally just go with the MiSTer for a little while. But you know, I still like playing on original hardware. Purist. Purist is the word I was looking for, Zero Fire. Thank you. Hoo-doo-hoo-doo-hoo. The Midway multi-arcade box, is that one of the smaller ones? There's I think the guy who developed the software, if it's one of those, before the arcade went up, there was those little tiny multi-units. They're really like cheap particle board, but the emulation was actually handled by J-Rock, which is like a legend in the arcade scene. So Robotron and all the other stuff plays really well. Yeah, the emulation is actually really solid on those. It's like a really it's a version of MAME that's run on Linux, but it's like super tweaked to run well. So I would only hate on it, and it uses an old little tiny CRT. So it's perfect. I had one for a little while. It's a little tiny setup, but I mean it's cool, man. It's just really, you know, it's really cheap particle board, and I don't hate on it. If you have fun with it, that's all that matters. You're playing a retro game. You're not playing Xbox One X or something like that. Alright, I think this is good to check out. Hello. Huh, these ROMs are not loading correctly. Or maybe something's going on. Oh, the RAM board might be acting up, I guess. Or maybe we didn't install a RAM board. Did we not install a RAM board? We didn't install a RAM board. Old scatterbrain. Oh, so something I didn't talk about this stream so far is I've helped create a cheat sheet for all the computer cores. You can find that cheat sheet linked right here. I think it'll eventually, it might become a part of the wiki. So what the cheat sheet helps you do is it helps you basically see how to load cores. So I want to show you guys an Amstrad CPC game. So right here, because they all have different processes for loading. So let's load the Amstrad core. And it says disk file, load disks through OSD. So we'll bring up the OSD. And then since everything's stored in a zip, you just go into the zip. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have like the main zip is like, you know, the standard pack, and then I'm gonna create a folder for everything else, for like homebrew and for updates. And then, you know, if it becomes too big, then maybe I'll just reincorporate it into the zip. So let me see. You can, if you have a keyboard hooked up, you can just hit the first letter of the ROM name. It'll go right to there. Left and right gets you through the menu. And if you leave it on a ROM, it will scroll the name. See, my keyboard's acting a little funky here. I'm hitting down and it's not moving like right away. Alright. Okay, so on to the cheat list. It says load the games, then type cat. C-A-T. See, that's what I'm getting with the issue of the multiple. Hey, TurboGrafx, how you doing? And it'll tell you the name of the file, and then you type run exclamation point. So on some of these old computers, exclamation point is shift and 2. No, I guess that's not one of the cases. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the keys are all off today. Okay, my keyboard's acting really funky. I don't know why. Might be because of the USB hub. There we go. It is shift 2. And then ghouls. Get to see elite hacker screen. Most of those are spacebar to get by. Yeah, the load, yeah, you have to do that too. How do I start a game? Shit, come on. The other ROM worked better than this. I should just exit out to that. Come on, T. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna freak out. It's so frustrating. I wonder if I've complained about this, but nobody else has said that they have the same issue. That's probably... I think it's the hub, maybe not getting enough power. USB hub. To run a wireless keyboard. Ghouls. Maybe I should try the updated power supply. It's not as advanced as the RetroPie. Yeah, I mean it's simply it's not doesn't have all the swag of the RetroPie with the pictures and all that, but it's reprogramming the actual hardware to become the console. So it's more concerned with, you know, running that accurately than it actually is showmanship. Okay. I don't remember it being in French. I wanted you guys to hear this because the music's like killer. But I don't know. Let's just go to a game I know I can load right away. Oh, so the filter wasn't set here because it is a new core. So you go to custom, go down to Gaussian Sharp 7, and then we haven't programmed the joystick here. Which will probably get us into the menu. Save settings. Let's try this. Whatever. We'll load one of my favorites. No, it's not Mario. Good old gimmick. It's whoever packaged it. So I've tried playing Gimmick on a RetroPie. I couldn't do any of these star maneuvers because they're all like super accurate. I can play Gimmick. It plays pretty well. And it does that, yeah, it has the Sunsoft 5B expansion audio. Capture, please. It's not really getting every frame over there. It might be because I have a few captures going at once right now. We'll see if the boss is still sleeping. We'll try to commit him, get him to jump off. We don't have to fight him too. Actually, we can just push him off because he's sleeping. Oh no! We goofed it. Oh, but here's the backup. Ready? The backup is not dying. You commit. What did he just do, dude? He just jumped off. But since I died first, I'm gonna have to still beat him. Okay, here we go. Here's my backup shot. Ready? Jump. Whee! Hope you guys don't mind a quick gimmick break. Oh, Stitch and Share subscriber, there's a new gimmick emote for you to use now. Since affiliates now get up to 5 emotes depending on their subscriber count. Gotta get up there, bud. I'm just barely cutting it. This is a really short game too. This will only be about another 5 minutes. That audio is a little off, but not too bad. This jumps really hard. There we go. I need a bomb. Okay, I have a bomb, so I'm good. We'll just fight this guy the slow way. Don't use the bomb. So we're gonna glitch the game out here. Hopefully. Nice. So when I got pulled there to the left, that let me know that that the glitch is active. So now our active hitbox is only 1 pixel wide, which allows us to do stuff like that. Walk through the walls. Fuck! I only wanted to get hit once there. Alright, so this is a cool part of the glitch. We're just going to skip this stage if we can get the setup correctly. Gotta do it again. R.I.P. indeed. Oh man. And see, it's not necessarily the easiest skip either. You have to be walking uphill as you get damage boost, and you put yourself into the ice here, and it doesn't know where to put you, so it just warps you left as far or right as far as you can go, and the next pixel that it can push you to is that loading screen right there. So, all right, we'll try this again one more time. Fudge! All right, I'll go slowly through there. I'm trying to do a fancy star ride that just skips over that whole section, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and not do that. Damn it! If we have to continue, the glitch is not active anymore. So we have this and one more life to try to beat the game. Oh no! Last life coming up. I don't play this game as much as I used to. No! Okay. Okay. So, hit button 1. Go back to the menu. Thanks. Alright, we got one more to build. The problem with this one... Ah, shit. I have to do the Noctua fan. Oh, but I can access that. No, I have to actually do that from the top. So the last one I won't be able to completely build on stream because I have to do a fan mod, and I have to get one of the gray plates from another one of the setups that we've already done. So I'll do what I can. Meow meow. Stitch, do you want a pink bottom or do you want the gray bottom for your plate? I use a different size hex. I gotta get a smaller hex key. Be right back. Alrighty, so what else we got? We got to do modify bottom plate. So we take these two front posts that are here, take the small bottom part off, reverse it around, and then just use a top screw. There's two sizes of the I/O boards. There's normal size and then XL. XL comes the full length, and then the standard one does not. They don't use these two standoff holes. And then for the other two, near the HDMI port, take the small ones off, and then I'm using same size standoffs that have both female ends. We have to go modify the fan, so this might be the end of the stream because I have to do some stuff offline. I should get the gray plate from another one and transfer this one over. Yeah. This fan is really quiet. The original one I got was a 5 volt with a 5 volt fan, and it was be running at full capacity. What the guys are doing now is they're using a 12 volt fan running at 5 volts. So it's pretty quiet. I don't really think that there's a need to. I don't feel like there's a need to upgrade to the nicer fan. Using a 12-volt fan now, it's quite enough. I did think the 5-volt was a little loud. Oh, what is this song? No, that's at the end of that song for some reason. That's gonna get it flagged right away. Do one of my favorite soundtracks. Okay, this is the 64 one. Okay, so this needs to be the pink plate one. This is Bomberman Hero, yeah. It's an amazing soundtrack. Female composer, I forget her name. She did a lot of really good stuff though. This is one of my favorite soundtracks, and by far my favorite N64 soundtrack. If you guys don't mind waiting, I can go solder the fan. It'll only be like 3 minutes. I think I'll just do that. I'll just keep it going. Get this USB. So this is the original USB that I went with. It's nice. It's an OTG adapter. It has a connector at the end and then 3 at the top. But this one's going to a friend of a friend, so they get the pink bottom and this other adapter that doesn't plug under nicely. Alright, so, let's see. Buckwheat! Thank you, buddy. Thank you for that Prime sub, love. Do appreciate it. How you doing tonight? And Buckwheat, now you get 2 emotes instead of just 1. There's a gimmick emote now. There you go. Yeah, that thing looks so good. I've been the only one that's been able to use it, and I feel like an ass, but it's such a good emote. It should be called SUP, but it's called Love because it was previously called SUP, SUP, Alnon SUP. But when I deleted it, you couldn't use the same name as a previous emote. So for now, it's Love, and then hopefully they'll fix that where you can rename emotes. It's a shame that they didn't just allow you to swap them around. We've been at this for 2.5 hours. Thought it would take a lot less time. Thanks, Zero Fire. Yeah, I think it's like maybe 3 more subs. You guys will have access to my Rick emote too. It's going well, Huckland. How you doing? That one from Splatterhouse. That's the cover of Splatterhouse One Paku Graffiti, but I had them do the original arcade colorway. Alright, I have to solder this fan, get it unpacked. Oh, no. I could. It really wouldn't be worth the time. There's a lot of small pieces. I got fat hands, dude. Like, it would take me way more time than I could just be at work. There's a bunch of people offering the service, and I'll gladly pay for their service. I could, though. It's a lot going on, though. Focus. Yeah, so it's got a bunch of surface mount, small SMDs, a lot of pins, VGA connector. I have to source all the parts, so it's worth it for me just to buy it, for sure. What's up, Geek Girl? Geek Girl's got a MiSTer there. The missus has a MiSTer. Alright, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Cutting with dollar store scissors, not recommended. Oh, sweet. Need to buy some heat shrink. Alright, so I'll be right back. Let me see. What should we do? See if there's a YouTube video I can load. That'd be entertaining for 5 minutes. What do I play? I watch a lot of tiny van conversions, I guess, and building log cabins. Okay, here's a 9-minute video of Bongo. Enjoy.
To jump, you have to press up.
Oh, Jesus, no. Why are you talking so loud? There's 8 minutes. I'll just mute it. It's over. Oh, I'm glad these are not these are embarrassing. Phew. Do, 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 do. So you just match if you do want to do this fan, the Noctua 5-volt fan is 3 colors: red, black, and yellow. You just cut the yellow short, and then with the adapter, you match the red and the black, and then you're good to go. I need heat shrink, so this friend is local to me, so I just use electrical tape for now. And when I get heat shrink, I'll fix their fan. Where's the bolts? I put the bolts back in here or something? Yeah, there's 3 bolts back there, so I assume they're the bolts from underneath. That's fine. There's not much clearance on these bolts. In your original 68K? Yeah, the I don't think it's needed anymore. If you're using a 12-volt fan at 5 volts, I think the other fans are quiet enough. The original fan, I'm repeating myself, but this is the case if anybody's coming in. The 5-volt fan running at 5 volt was kind of loud. That's why I actually upgraded to the Noctua on my system as well. But I don't think it's needed anymore. What's up, Q-Ball? How you doing, bud? This is the last one of 5 that I'm building. This one had a fan changeover. Upgraded $20 fan. They're all spoken for, yeah. I can build you. I can build you one though if you'd be interested. Interested. Okay. FPGA goes side of HDMI port. Line up with the big connector. Make sure these other pins are good. Okay. RAM module. It's really easy. It's kind of like if you're a DIY person at all, it's kind of fun to do it all on your own. It's a fun little weekend project, or it would be. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's really nice that the little power supply solution was found. Weren't those originally built for Dreamcast? Or no, there's an adapter for the Dreamcast as well. Oh, sweet, Jimmy. Yeah, just you can tell him to hit me up on Discord or Twitter. I mean, there's people also. You can buy complete configurations already done. MiSTeraddons.com. But you can buy all the parts and do it. What's going on here? Okay, we got a crooked screw. Only one of the night. There we go. Oh, it's from Car Stuff. Nice. I think that's everything. Test it out. Fans halting. Knew I should have troubleshooted before. Alright guys, well, I'm not going to fix the fan right now on stream. Thanks for guys hanging out. And I will see you guys shortly. Let's see who's streaming. I was playing Home Improvement. I think the Home Improvement Super Nintendo game, so I'm sending you over there. Have a good night.